Jackie? Sweetheart.
I keep hearing that gun. I hear that gun 1,000 times. I see the blood. I see his blood all over me. I keep hearing that gun.
Jackie? Now, there's something we have to do. Jack is gone. But we have to show the world the heartbeat of democracy doesn't die. Now, will you be with me?
Yes, Mr. President. I owe it to the country.
Good girl. Sweetheart, perhaps you want to change.
No. I want them to see what they've done.
Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States?
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of your ability,
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. So help me God.
Even as Dallas police are interrogating a lone suspect in the assassination of the late president, aboard Air Force One earlier tonight, Lyndon Baines Johnson was sworn in as the 36th president. Air Force One now on the tarmac at Andrews Air Force Base. The body of the late president being lowered from the plane. Aides stepping in to help. Mrs. Kennedy, of course, aboard Air Force One for the long flight from Dallas. The late president's brother, Bobby.
This is a sad time for all people. We have suffered a loss that cannot be weighed. For me, it is a deep personal tragedy. I know that the world shares the sorrow that Mrs. Kennedy and her family bear. I will do my best. That is all I can do. I ask for your help and God.
Since early this morning, mourners have lined Pennsylvania Avenue, waiting for the casket of John F. Kennedy to be moved from the East Room of the White House to the Capitol Rotunda. The funeral for the slain president scheduled for tomorrow, where heads of state and dignitaries from 92 countries will attend. The faint sound of drums in the background. A riderless horse. Children waiting.
What are you doing?
I'm taking them for a walk, Mrs. Kennedy, and then Kara has to go to kindergarten at the White House.
I don't want them to go out. I don't want them to leave the house. Anything could happen out there. None of us is safe.
But Mrs. Ethel Kennedy...
I don't care. I don't want them to go out. It isn't safe. Hi, sweetie, honey.
Joan. Joan, for God's sakes, look at you.
I don't know how to cope with this.
None of us do. But we have to cope. We have to go on. You have to be at that funeral tomorrow. You know that.
There'll be millions of people there. What if someone kills Bobby or Hugh?
That's nonsense, Joan. It was just one crazy gunman.
You don't know that.
It doesn't matter. You have to be there. For him. For his sake.
Why did I survive? Why Jack instead of me?
Thank you, Lord, for your great bounty, and for the many mercies you have shown to us. Amen.
Amen. I wish Bobby and Ethel were here to give thanks with us.
What do we have to be thankful for?
Bobby's not coping very well, Mom.
All the more reason for him to be here. We are all we have left now. Jackie is here.
What will we say to her?
It's family. She is family still. Thank God she's here.
Yeah.
Jackie.
left the children at my house. I want to see Grandpa.
Well, come on in. Come on in and just, why don't you sit down for a minute, all right?
It's good to see you.
Jackie.
Joan, we haven't had a chance to talk all this time, and I want to tell you everything. It was awful. It was just awful.
No, you mustn't say a single word about it. You must just try to forget it all now.
But where's Grandpa? I have to see Grandpa.
Oh, I don't think that's a very good idea right now, Jackie. He's taking it very hard.
But I must see him. I must see him.
Poor dear, you must rest.
No,
Come on.
No, I
Please,
will
just calm
I'll
sit down.
rest after I've seen Grandpa. Now I'm going upstairs. Enough of this.
Come with me, Jackie. You really don't look well, dear. Have you eaten?
Why should I bother? Who cares what happens to me now?
We care. We all care. We all love you, dear. And Jack loved you, too. He loved you so very much.
If he loved me so much, why were there others?
Great men have great flaws, Jackie. It is their nature, my dear. And only women like us can understand that.
Jack's gone now, Grandpa. And things will never be the same. Never. I feel as if my life is over and I'm gonna spend the rest of my life waiting for it to be really over. This is Jack's. I want you to have it. Keep it next to you. Always.
You were quite right, Ethel. You always said our other house was too small. We're moving in next month.
Yeah, well, the four of you will definitely rattle around in here.
We need a big house like this with all the entertaining I'm gonna have to do, and Ted's up for re-election next fall. We should have a nice home.
Okay, girls, let's pick up.
Let's clean up the toys.
What about you, Jackie? You can't stay in the White House forever.
I know. Harry Truman told Lyndon to kick me out and get his own family in there.
He's just an old country boy with tobacco juice on his shirt.
Oh, he's been kind to me.
Well, he hates Bobby.
Anyway, some friends are moving out of their Georgetown house for me while I make up my mind what I want to do.
Well, I have a better idea. Why don't you come and live at Hickory Hill?
Oh, I don't think so, Ethel.
Why not? We've got plenty of room.
With all those children?
I'd make you so comfortable, and Bobby would love it. It's just what he needs. He needs to be with you, Jackie. He needs to be with Jack's kids. You can stay as long as you like. Give us a chance to get to know each other better, like sisters. It's been such a terrible time. Let me take care of it.
Maybe Jackie would prefer to live on her own right now.
Oh, that's nuts. She needs to be around people, lots of them.
I absolutely do not.
Come on, let's go get your coats on.
No offense, Ethel, but I need my privacy.
You don't like me much, do you, Jackie?
Ethel, how can you say that?
If we hadn't married two brothers, we'd never even know each other. We've got nothing in common, and you know that's true, don't you, Jackie? Mary Carey, Courtney, it's time to go.
I've got so much on my mind right now with everything that's going on. Excuse me.
Jackie, we all love you and we're all so worried about you.
I'm fine, fine.
You don't look fine. Why don't you go away somewhere? Get away.
I keep thinking how it could have been different if I'd just been looking right instead of left, or if Jack had been sitting further back. And I'm sorry. A story from hell, right? How's Ted?
He's up for re-election this fall, and I'm pregnant again.
That's great, Joan. I'm very pleased.
We're gonna name him Patrick if it's a boy, in honor of you and Jack.
That would make me very proud.
I am going to stop. For the baby's sake. I think you should too.
Why? There won't be any more babies for me.
Stop here, please.
What's wrong?
I've got to see Jackie. I need to. I'll walk.
What?
I'm sorry. You go on without me. Take Mrs. Kennedy on.
Bobby!
I suppose it's only fair. I'm all they have left of him. Everywhere I go, I'm Jack's wife with his kids.
I had to see you. It's tearing me apart, Jackie. I can't. I had to be near you.
Near him. Can you put the angel on top of the tree for me? Hello?
Jackie.
Mr. President, you're so nice to call. You must be out of your mind with work.
Well, I have a few things to do, but not anything that I enjoy any more than what I'm doing right now. Now, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and wish there was something I could do to make it happier for you. Now, you know how much we love you. 180 million love you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, I hope to see you after Christmas. Now, if you ever come back up here to the White House, and don't come by to see me, why, I just have to spank you.
Well, in that case, I promise I will.
Now, I'm going to send for you if you don't come by. Well, you just have a good Christmas, dear.
Thank you. Same to you. Good night.
Now, what'd I tell you? Me and Mrs. Kennedy, why, we have a special relationship. Why, we're just like this.
He's using you, you know that. Every time you talk to him, he goes straight to the press.
Of course I know that, Ethel. I'm not stupid. I know what my position is. Lyndon thinks Americans won't accept him as president, and if he wants to use me in that regard, well...
Well, he needs all the help he can get because he's never getting reelected again.
Yes, he will, Ethel. He's doing some good things. With any luck, he'll get Jack's civil rights legislation through, and...
Well, it should be you. You should be the next president. You should run in November.
Not this time. Not against Lyndon. 68, maybe.
What will you do till then?
I don't have many options.
You could be the vice president.
I don't think Lyndon would have me. He sees me as a threat.
Well, he owes us. If he's gonna use Jackie, we should get something back.
Ethel, he's a sweet man. It's an awful world when you can't accept another person's kindness without questioning the motives behind it.
So what else is new?
I was so very sad to hear that Joan lost her pregnancy. Please give her my best. And Jackie, too. We never see her anymore. It'd be so nice if she'd come visit. Lyndon is so very fond of her.
I don't think she'll ever come back here. Too many memories.
Yes, dreadful, dreadful memories. I'll never forget that awful day.
None of us will. Oh, there's Bobby. I guess he's finished with the president.
Quite finished.
Bye. Well?
He'll never have me for vice president. If he had to choose between me and Ho Chi Minh as his running mate, he'd go with Ho Chi Minh.
That redneck son of a bitch.
There's nothing for me in this town anymore.
I want everybody to know that I'm a candidate to be your senator again, but I cannot be with you until tomorrow. We are just 15 minutes away from the vote for civil rights. The legislation that was so important to my late brother and is so important for the people of this country. I'll be flying in as soon as I can, and I ask you not to get so impatient that you nominate Joan instead.
Joan, I'm sorry. It's,
Not Dad.
She's pretty upset.
a plane crash on its way here. It's bad, Joan. The pilot died instantly, and Ted may not make it. And I'm sorry, Joan.
His back is broken in 3 places, and he's bleeding internally. His left lung is partially collapsed, and his blood pressure is erratic and dangerously low. And if he does survive, it's possible he may be a paraplegic.
Thank you, Doctor.
Call Cardinal Cushing. He should know. He should pray.
Mrs. Kennedy? Mrs. Kennedy? Mrs. Kennedy, excuse me. Can I ask a question, please? Mrs. Kennedy. Mrs. Kennedy. Mrs. Kennedy. Any comments at all? Mrs. Kennedy?
Where's Joan? I need to see Joan.
Bobby, would you give us a stay by that family? Bobby,
Thank God he's going to live. What would I do if he died? Oh, we can only be thankful he's alive.
It's a curse. I know it's a curse. I heard this story about a gypsy that put a curse on the Kennedy family after Grandpa evicted her from a housing project. She spat in Grandpa's face and gave him the evil eye.
Joan, you can't believe that.
But what if it's true? Look at all the dreadful things that have happened. What if we're all doomed?
My brother has a lot of broken bones, and his back is in bad shape, but he's not paralyzed, and it's going to take anywhere from 6 months to a year, but he's going to be fine.
Will this affect his political career, Mr. Kennedy, or your own?
The Kennedys intend to stay in public life. Good luck is something you make, and bad luck is something you endure.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How is this going to affect his campaign schedule?
Ted's going to be out of commission for a long time. Months even. He's pretty shook up about the crash.
So he can't campaign.
Does he need to? Isn't he a shoo-in after this? He'll get the sympathy vote. Look who he's up against.
We can't rely on that. We've still got a campaign.
Joan can stump for him. She did a great job the last time.
Joan?
Yes. Of course I will. I'll need a room next to him so that I can discuss everything with him. Our campaign headquarters. I think I like meeting people face to face best, so we're planning a lot of church socials and coffee mornings. I'm just not so good at giving speeches in front of a crowd of people I don't know.
Oh, don't underestimate yourself, Jones. You did great last time.
Beginner's luck.
No. No, listen, this is a great opportunity for you to go out and really do something for yourself.
It's not for me, Ted. It's for you. All right. I have some notes for this factory meeting next week. Would you take a look at them and just tell me if they're good enough?
Yeah.
Are you doing this summer?
All right. I'm gonna stay here for the summer just to be close to things, and then I'll bring Cara and Ted Jr. back from Washington so they can visit.
Peters?
With each other. How's that sound?
Yes, sir. Good for Ted. Good for you. Yes, yes, sir. Of course, sir. She's right here. Just a moment, please. Joan? It's for you. It's the president.
Well, I think we should get a beer.
Sounds good to me.
Hello? Oh, Mr. President.
I just wanted to let you know that Lady Bird and I were thinking about you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And thank you for the flowers.
How is Ted?
No, Ted's fine. He's feeling much better.
Good, good. I hear you're going out there on the campaign trail. It's hard work, you know.
I know it is. But I must do it. It's my responsibility.
It is. So you be a good little girl and go out there and do a good job. They need you, gal.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Good night.
Good night.
Oh.
I found a great way to look at property. My secretary pretends to be the buyer, and I pretend to be the nanny.
Well, is it big enough? It's only got 14 rooms.
And that's what Grandma Rose said. She wants to put me on a budget. Can you imagine?
Well, if you don't take it, maybe we will.
You're moving to New York?
Well, I have to if I'm gonna run for senator.
Isn't that great? I've been busting to tell you.
Is that what you want, Bobby?
I have to do something with my life.
It's a stepping stone to 68. The big one.
If there's anything I can do for you, Bobby, you know I'd put my hand in the fire for you.
And so I've called you all here today to formally announce my candidacy for the Senate representing the great state of New York.
Aren't you really using New York as a kind of jumping-off state for your own presidential ambitions?
Frankly, I don't need the title, because I can be called general, I understand, for the rest of my life. And I don't need the money, and I don't need the office space. So, I mean, frank as it is, and maybe it's difficult to understand in the state of New York, I'd like to just be a good United States Senator. I'd like to serve. Thank you very much. Don't forget to vote. Good to see you. Well, this is a beauty. What's wrong with it?
And I declare Robert Francis Kennedy the new senator for the state of New York.
Well, I think that's a first. Two brothers in the Senate at the same time. You really socked him, Ted. At least 75% of the vote.
Well, listen, I want to thank all of you for all your hard work during this campaign. It was a long one, an absentee one, but I expect to see you in 1970 when we do it all again. Same time, not the same place. I expect to be walking upright at that time.
Why don't you come and join the party?
I'm tired, Frank. I'm leaving for Europe soon with the Kennedy exhibition, and
I don't like seeing the bottom of this glass.
and it's his moment.
Yours too. I just want to say it's been a privilege and a pleasure working with you, Mrs. Kennedy.
Thanks, Frank.
Wife of Senator Edward Kennedy.
Now put this around you and keep warm. I can't tell you how proud I am to have two sons in the Senate. It makes up for so much sadness.
Oh, look, it's Joan in Berlin on the news.
I am so proud of John F. Kennedy.
Ich bin so stolz auf John F. Kennedy.
All that he stood for,
Was darstellt.
all that he was to America
Was repräsentierte für Amerika
and to the world.
und die gesamte Welt.
The truly great man that he was.
Der große, wirklich großartige
Your
Mann,
love
der
for him is so clear to me,
Ihre Liebe für ihn
to all
ist
of us.
offensichtlich.
And to show my gratitude to you,
Und Ihnen meine
I want to say
Dankbarkeit
the
zu sagen,
words that he said to you
die Worte sagen,
such a very short time
die er
ago.
vor nur so kurzer Zeit sprach.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
She's wonderful. Show him in, please. Caroline, we have a visitor. He's a very kind man who's been very nice to me. Ari!
Jackie.
Oh, how nice of you to come.
I heard you have a new home. I brought you some housewarming gifts.
I don't know what to say.
Hi, Mommy. Hiya, kids.
Say hello to your brother Matthew.
It's enough, Bobby. Enough.
That's what you said last time and the time before.
War
Vietnam has escalated with a Tet offensive. The surprise attack has cost many Americans their lives, and the military momentum has now shifted towards the North Vietnamese. Meanwhile, at home, the opposition to the war in Southeast Asia has begun to build as demonstrations and clashes with police and military reserves become the order of the day on campuses.
Splitting the country in two.
American cities. Senator Eugene McCarthy, the first lawmaker to openly oppose the war, has begun a grassroots campaign for president and is gaining momentum each and every day.
Do you really want him to be president? It's your time, Bobby. This is your moment. We need you. Johnson can't win. Nixon will eat Eugene for breakfast. You're the only man who can save this country. The only one who can give us hope again.
But aren't you scared after what happened to Jack?
I have nightmares about it. But you can't live your life in fear, Joan. We can't.
Will he win against Johnson?
Johnson's yesterday's man. He doesn't understand how the people feel about the war, about civil rights. And even if he does, he can't do anything about it. But Bobby can't. This country needs a real leader, and Bobby is that man. He's got so much to give. He can make changes, he can unite us all again, and heal the wounds.
I have some very sad news for all of you, and I think sad news for all our fellow citizens and people who love peace all over the world. And that is that Martin Luther King was shot and was killed tonight in Memphis, Tennessee. Martin Luther King dedicated his life to love, to justice. He died in the cause of that effort. For those of you who are black and are tempted to be filled with hatred and mistrust against all white people, I would only say that I can also feel in my own heart the same kind of feeling. I had a member of my family killed, but he was killed by a white man. Let us dedicate ourselves to what the Greeks wrote so many years ago: to tame the savageness of man and make gentle the life of this world. Let us dedicate ourselves to that. Say a prayer for our country and for our people. What the hell are you trying to do to me, Jackie? And what's this Onassis thing? Mrs. Kennedy needs a small scandal to bring her alive?
I didn't think there'd be such a fuss.
But they still think of you as Jack's wife, for God's sake.
I'm not going to wear widow's weeds for the rest of my life, being dragged out like some grieving old warhorse every time the nation wants a good cry.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye. All right. Okay, give me those. That'll be it for you.
Wait, but don't you need her to take notes?
No, not today.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Will you look at these nutcases? Who the heck lives here, Elvis? Oh, for Pete's sake, Joan, come on.
It's all Greek food. Ari let me one of his cooks. I'm completely fascinated by Greek culture.
Well, it's very rich.
Try the salad. Oh, thanks, Nico.
Okay, kiddo. How serious is this thing with Onassis?
I've been seeing him. I like him very much. More than that, he makes me happy.
We're not talking marriage here.
I can't live off the Kennedys for the rest of my life. Harve gives me everything I need. Financial security for me and physical security for the children. And he's alive, for God's sake. A real man, not a memory. I'm going to Greece with them for the summer to make up my mind.
But he's a crook and you're a Kennedy. Do you know the kind of controversy this is gonna cause? I beg you, don't do it this year. Don't ruin it for Bobby. Don't ruin it for me.
I don't even want Bobby to run. After what happened to Dr. King, I don't want to lose him, too. I couldn't bear that.
It's what Bobby wants, Jackie. More than anything. And this Onassis thing is very dangerous for him.
The salad's really good.
I have concluded that I should not permit the presidency to become involved in the partisan divisions that are now developing in this political year. Accordingly, I shall not seek and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
3 cheers! Hip hip
Oh, won't it be wonderful when we're back in the White House?
What do you mean, we?
A strong, a confident, and a vigilant America stands ready tonight to seek an honorable peace. And stands ready tonight to defend the honored cause. Whatever the price, whatever the burden, whatever the sacrifice that may be required.
Jackie!
She doesn't want to see anybody right now, Mrs. Kennedy.
Well, I need to see her. I need to talk to her. I want to
I'm sorry.
apologize. I want to apologize. Can't you tell her something? Can't you tell her that I want to talk to her? Tell her that I'm pregnant.
I will do. I'll tell her, Mrs. Kennedy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are a great country, an unselfish country, and a compassionate country, and I intend to make that my basis for running it over the period of the next few months. My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there. Thank you very much.
okay. It's gonna be okay. I promise. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
No, don't move. Hey.
Oh.
Don't move. Hey.
Bobby.
Father, come with me. Come with me, brother.
Desiderator tui, omnipotens Deus, et dismissus peccatatus tuus.
Please help.
Benedictio Dei, Pater, Filius et Spiritus Sancti.
Please help.
Amen. I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be all right. It'll be all right, Bobby. We're gonna take you home, where they have the best doctors in the world. And you're gonna be all right. You'll see. You'll be just fine. I promise. I promise. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, Ted, no, not again. He was such a wonderful brother. It's like some awful curse. Tell Ethel that we love her and we're praying for her. We'll be there as soon as we can. Yes, yes, she's here.
Ted? I don't know what to say. I'm so very, very sorry. Of course, I'll tell the children. Love to you. What shall I tell them? They'll think their daddy will be the next one to die.
If there is a God, he is a cruel God. A heartless God, no God of mine. Get away from me. I don't even want to see you anymore. What good are you anyway?
Love is not an easy feeling to put into words, nor is loyalty, or trust, or joy. But he was all of these, He loved life completely and lived it intensely. My brother need not be idealized or enlarged in death beyond what he was in life. To be remembered simply as a good and decent man who saw wrong and tried to right it, saw suffering and tried to heal it, saw war and tried to stop it. Those of us who loved him and who take him to his rest today pray that what he was to us and what he wished for others will someday come to pass for all the world. As he said many times, in many parts of this nation, to those he touched and who sought to touch him, some men see things as they are and say why. I dream things that never were and say why not.
So many, many people. It's wonderful to know that Bobby was so loved. Pull yourself together. When we get on that train, conduct yourself the way Bobby would have done if it had been your last journey.
Yes, Mother.
First thing I intend to do when this damn thing is over is get the hell out of this country. If anyone expects to see me this time next year, they'd better forget it. Because I won't be around.
Some 2 million people line the train route from New York to Washington, D.C. to catch a glimpse of the train carrying the body of Robert Francis Kennedy, the senator.
Some Democrats want Teddy to run for president now, in place of his brother. How do you feel about that, Mrs. Kennedy?
Why my husband? If it were up to me, he'd get out of politics now. But it's not up to me, is it?
But as the last surviving Kennedy brother...
What is this monolith of Kennedy power now? It's just Teddy and me.
Are you saying he's too scared to run?
Teddy isn't scared of anything, but he's got 15 children to look after. My own and Bobby's and Jack's. And there have been death threats already.
Well, don't you think perhaps you're exaggerating the danger of being a Kennedy in politics?
Exaggerate? How can you say that? Let's get into my car right now, and I'll take you a mile down the road to Hickory Hill where Ethel lives. And you can go there and you can look at a house filled with children without a father, and then you can tell me if I exaggerate the dangers of being a Senator Kennedy.
She didn't really do it on Ethel. She sounded serious enough on the phone. Said she had nothing left to live for. Kathleen, where's your mom?
She's locked herself in her room. She won't come out.
All right, why don't you go look after the other kids? Take them outside or something. It'll be all right. Ethel! Ethel? Ethel, you all right?
Ethel, it's Jackie. Why don't you open the door and talk to us?
Ethel, I'll break this door down. And you know I could.
Humiliated by the threat, would never commit suicide. Sorry for being so ridiculous. Ethel, you have nothing to be sorry about. Come on out.
Go away. Just leave me alone. I'll be fine. Just leave me alone.
Let's stay a while. Look after the kids.
I'm really grateful, Ted, for everything you've done for us. For all the kids. You're the one who's really held us all together.
Well, I did what I had to.
Can I ask you to do one more thing? When this is all over, when you feel up to it, will you do something for me, too?
For you, Bobby. For you.
Mrs. Kennedy is not just an ordinary woman. You might say she's a saint.
A saint? Like the Blessed Mother?
The Blessed Mother is not a saint, she is the Blessed Mother.
Indeed.
You must understand that she is one of the most revered people in our country, and for Americans to accept her being married to you would take a leap of faith. You would also be stepfather to my brother's children, the children of President Kennedy. And if Jackie marries you, she will lose her income of $175,000 from the Kennedy Trust.
I will give her what I think her true value is. And it will be very much more than $175,000 a year.
I have to do this on my own.
All right.
Rory, this is your father. Bobby, this is Rory. You'll never know what a wonderful man your father was. But I'll take you home to Hickory Hill, and you'll grow up with all your brothers and sisters. And you'll learn from them what kind of man your father was. And how lucky you are to be a member of this family. The older ones take care of the smaller ones. And the smaller ones take care of the very little ones. And they all take care of me. Hi.
Oh, for the new baby? Where are all the other kids?
What kids? Oh, those. Yeah, Bobby and I just had them to get in the papers. I farmed them out now.
We're here to say goodbye.
Come on, I got chocolate cake. Oh! What are you doing? Get down from there. Come on. I want you to get out. Out!
How are you, Ethel?
I'm okay. People have been kind. Except for Grandma Rose. She put me on a strict budget. I had to sell some stuff. Paintings I didn't want, stuff like that.
Oh, she did that to me too when Jack died. Are you all right for money?
I guess. There's money in the trust, but the account hasn't been set up properly yet.
I'll send you a check to tide you over.
Just a loan, right? So you really gonna go through with it? You gonna marry that Greek?
Don't start, Ethel.
I think you're a fool, Jackie. It's gonna kill your reputation in the States. I don't know how you can bear the thought of him touching you.
You cannot tell me how to live my life. I deserve to be happy. If you choose not to be, that's your business.
Poor Jack. He must be spinning in his grave right now.
Maud, get the children ready. We're leaving. Maud, we have to leave now. Should you please get John ready? And my coat as well, please.
Caroline, come on, let's go. Jackie.
After all these years and all we've been through, how dare you say that to me? You are no longer part of my life.
Jackie, I didn't mean it.
You must leave me alone.
5 years after the assassination of President John Kennedy, his widow Jackie shocks
today. The Kennedy family is not very happy about this. Millionaire Aristotle Onassis.
Jonesy, there's been an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
What happened?
A girl drowned, Jonesy, and there was nothing I could do. I swear it.
Who was she?
I tried, but there was nothing I could do.
Who was she?
It was Mary Jo.
Mary Jo.
You remember Mary Jo?
Kopechny. I remember her.
Joan, there was...
That's terrible, Dad. How did it happen?
A few of us had a party, a few drinks, and I offered to drive her home. I took a wrong turn, and we crashed off the Chappaquiddick Bridge. I tried to save her, Jonesy. I swear I did. I kept trying to put the water to get her out of the car.
Welcome to Sunday Forum. Today we're talking about the circumstances as well as the potential cover-up of the tragic death of
Where is he right now? He's got to come back.
campaign worker who went for a ride with Massachusetts Senator.
No, don't let me interrupt.
Chappaquiddick Island. Now, as you know, the senator left the scene of the accident, but did not report it for many hours, fueling the speculation that the Kennedy family used its connection to keep the circumstances of the tragedy out of public view. So there's been so much speculation that the senator of Massachusetts was headed.
I left as soon as I heard. Ari's furious, but...
How is the Greek?
Fine. More importantly, how's Ted?
Pretty low.
It is a very serious matter for the Kennedys. We have a young woman who is dead, and the senator really has never told us what happened.
What did happen?
Search me.
He waited 10 hours before he told the police.
And what does this do to his chances if he ever runs for president? His whole political future is at risk, and there's a chance that police may press charges.
We have to start putting this fire out.
It'll come to that?
Now.
All you care about is how this looks. A girl is dead.
For God's sakes, I did not mean for this to happen.
What if they ask me questions? What if they want details?
That's not what this call is about, Joan. Joan, please, just be nice and sympathetic.
Hello, Mrs. Gabekny. This is Joan Kennedy, Ted's wife. I'm so very sorry about your loss. The whole Kennedy family is. We've had tragedy in our own lives, you know, and we so empathize with you. And I mean, we are all so very sorry.
Despite the fact that Senator Edward Kennedy didn't report the tragic drowning of Mary Jo Kopechne, a plea arrangement has been made with Massachusetts authorities. Kennedy has pleaded guilty to a minor misdemeanor charge and will serve probation and not be jailed in the death of the campaign worker.
What happened at Chappaquiddick was a terrible, terrible tragedy that will be with me for the rest of my life. Sir?
Yeah, and how's it going to affect your 1970 election?
At the present moment, I don't see it affecting my political plans for the future whatsoever.
Better come in now, Mom. It's time.
I knew she was good, but not this good. you're just great.
Well done, Mommy. Well done.
Hello, thank you for coming. Hi. Nice to see you.
Hi, kid, what's up?
Thank God you're here. It's Joan. She crashed her car. You have to talk to her.
Is she all right?
She's upstairs. She's in the bedroom.
Goodness. Joan? Joan! Oh, Joan. You can't go on like this. Joan, you've got to get some help. Joan, I'm not leaving till you talk to me. You got to straighten up, kid.
I don't know what to do. I need help.
You're gonna be all right. We're gonna get you some help.
Yes. Please. Please.
Kids, we have to send the dogs back now. We have to send the dogs back.
You're looking great, Joan.
I'm getting there. Wherever there is. Can't swear I'll never have another drink again, but as I say, day by day.
Moment to moment.
Things are a lot easier not living with Ted, but I can't think I've been a very good wife or mother.
That's just silly, Joan. You're a wonderful mother. The children adore you.
They love me because I'm their mother, but it's Ted they adore. All the kids do. People don't know what it's like living in a fishbowl where everybody's watching our mistakes. Do you miss Ari?
Of course. And I know what people used to say about him, about our marriage. Nobody really knows what happens between a husband and a wife.
No, they don't. They want Ted to run for president.
That would be tough on you. I mean, things are so different now.
They're having this big meeting to see if I'm up to it.
Really?
I think Joan's handled things pretty well. I mean, look at her, Ted. Doesn't she look wonderful?
Thanks, Ethel.
I think she's licked it. Haven't you licked it, Joan?
Didn't you hear what the doctor said, Ethel? You can't cure this kind of thing. So no, she is not cured, and I don't think she can handle a political campaign right now.
Of course she can. Wouldn't it be great to be back in the White House? I will do anything to help Joan through this.
I'm not a child, Ethel. I don't need to be looked after.
Of course you're not. You're not a child. I know that.
Ethel.
I'm agreeing with you.
It'll be tough.
I want nothing more than to be president. The timing is right. I can do this. I believe I can win. People are sick of Carter. They want to change, and that means me. But I will not proceed without the full support of everyone in this room, including my wife.
I want Ted Kennedy to be president, too. I think he'd make a great president. I have a lot of work to do on myself, but I'll do it. I can do it, and I will do it.
Well, we're on our way.
Oh, boy, we sure are. This is
I
great.
think everything's going to be just fine.
We'll be right inside, okay?
I don't think she should say anything other than to make a statement of support.
No, we need to deal with this issue head on. Ted can't talk about my problem, only I can. If there are questions about my alcoholism and my life with Ted, I have to answer them. I know what I'm doing. I can pull it off.
I don't agree.
Oh. Steve, I'm right here. See me? I'm right here. I'm right here.
I think it's better that Ted handle this, Joan.
How? Ted doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to me, to my problem, my marriage. Obviously, he can handle the political stuff, but when it comes to me, forget it. Ted doesn't know what in the hell he's talking about.
And what are you going to do, Joan, when some idiot asks you about Chappaquiddick or about the women in his life?
Those are Ted's screw-ups, not mine.
Your wife, Joan Kennedy, is living here in Boston. Well, you live in Washington. What role will Joan Kennedy play in this campaign?
I look forward to campaigning for Ted. And not only that, I look forward very, very enthusiastically to my husband's being a candidate and to his being the next president of the United States.
All right, now you look at her with love, Ted. Well, maybe hold her hand. Okay. Okay. Joan, maybe you give Ted a little hug.
All right.
Why don't we have a break?
I'm trying. The least you could do is the same. If we make it in the White House, all I can say is God help us both. Some president and first lady we're gonna be, we can barely touch hands.
What's the present state of your marriage, Senator? Well, let me just say that we've, I think, been able to make some very good progress. I'm delighted that we're able to share the time and the relationship that we do share. Are you separated, or are you just what? How would you describe the situation? Well, I don't know that there's a single word that should.
What is he doing? Doesn't he want to be president?
Why do you want to be president?
It isn't going to happen.
Well, I've
Could have been so wonderful.
When is he going to pull out?
The reasons I would run
At the convention.
I have a great belief.
It's the end of it. Until the boys grow up.
I congratulate President Carter on his victory here. I am confident that the Democratic Party will reunite on the basis of democratic principles, and that together we will march towards a Democratic victory in 1980. And someday, long after this convention, long after the signs come down and the crowd stop cheering and the band stops playing, may it be said of our campaign that we kept the faith. May it be said of our party in 1980 that we found our faith again. And may it be said of us, both in dark passages and in bright days, in the words of Tennyson that my brothers quoted and loved, and that have special meaning for me now. I am a part of all that I have met. Though much is taken, much abides. That which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. For me, a few hours ago, this campaign came to an end.
For all those whose cares have been our concern, the work goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah. It would have been something. Things to do. Are you going back to Hyannisport?
Kids are on their way.
I'll give you a lift.